Alrighty, we're off. We're just leaving wet, rainy Perth. I'm sure it's not always like this, but it has been when we've been down here. We're heading north, chasing the sunshine again.
Now, the other reason we are on this family holiday road trip is we are also looking at some boats.
Well, I'm always looking at boats, so yeah, not unusual for me, but definitely we're doing it together.
Yeah, so we looked at 2 while down in Perth, and then now on this road trip north, we've got a few more that we are going to be stopping in and having a look at.
And spoiler alert, they're motorboats.
All of them are motorboats.
Now, why motorboats, you ask? There's a lot of cliches that, one of them is that sailing is the most expensive way to see the world for free. And when you do the math and you have a motorboat, sailing isn't the most expensive way to do it, but it is definitely by far a lot cheaper. You'd have to have a very, very, very small motorboat in order to even come in the same ballpark as what sailing does cost all up if you're going to do lots and lots and lots of miles. And we bought what we believe to be the perfect boat for doing lots of miles, which is our aluminium catamaran.
Yeah.
And now that life has changed for us, and it looks like I'll be going back to work occasionally, just a little bit for the next couple of years until I can properly retire.
And we'll be sticking around Australia, New Zealand, the
Vanuatu, Solomons, Fiji,
South Pacific, and then
maybe Tonga, go as far as Tonga,
yeah, and Southeast Asia, like Indonesia, the Philippines, and all up in there. So that's all within our region.
Exactly. So because we'll be hanging around this region for the next few years, a motorboat sort of suited. And for us, the reason a motorboat suited is it's a little bit more like an apartment. And if I'm going away to work, the girls will have air conditioning and plenty of space and
lots of storage. And the storage means lots of toys, and the toys means like air compressor, a dive compressor.
Yeah.
And Charlie's getting older. As you guys know, both Sam and myself are dive instructors. We both love diving, and we would love to get Charlie into diving as well.
Yeah.
And one of the things would be an air compressor and get some dive gear.
Yep.
And get her loving going under the water as well, if she wants to. But we hope that she loves it as much as we do.
So the way we look at it, you've probably heard our philosophy when it comes to tenders. There's no perfect tender, but there are perfect tenders for different activities, ones that are a lot better. And at this stage, if we're not going to do heaps and heaps and heaps of miles quite fast,
which is what Emma's perfect for.
We were looking at going around the world in around about 4 to 5 years, which is quite a quick lap. Then that was absolutely amazing. Now we're slowing down, going to do things a bit slower. We want a boat that we can be out of season in and still be comfortable.
Yeah.
Winter in Tasmania, summer in Darwin in the Philippines.
And we always seem to be out of season. we somehow, ever since we got onto a sailboat, we always try to be with the season, but somehow we end up out of season or ahead of the season.
It doesn't mean we've given up on sailing altogether. The motorboat just lends to this next stage in our life. And then once we've got a little bit more money together and we're a little bit more financially independent, finally, it'll be take number 4, I think, where I'll try and retire. I believe we'll be good this time. We'll have enough money to, make sure that Charlie is set up for life as well with college funds and all that kind of stuff. We do have a college fund, but everything's getting more and more expensive. And if we stop now and inflation keeps happening at this rate, we won't have enough money by the time she's ready to go. And that's one of our main concerns. And we have chosen certain lifestyle choices that are slightly out of the box, and we don't want to disadvantage her due to our choices.
Yeah.
If she wants to become a doctor or anything like that, we want to be able to support her in doing that and make sure that whatever choice we make in life doesn't hinder her and she has all the opportunities in the world. So a few more years, a little bit more money, so we'll have a motorboat for a few years, and then when we want to stretch our legs and see further afield in the world, we'll get back and put some sails on and get some serious miles under our keel.
So we're going to be looking at quite a different variety of boats. We've got things in mind that we really like, we want. This is our third time looking at boats. So if you have any questions on what to look for, ask us what we're looking for. Like I think we're quite experienced maybe at this point. But we're going to be taking you guys along on the boats. At the end of this trip, I think we'll probably have a sit down of what we like or don't like, or what we...
Yeah, we can give you our opinion for sure. Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
So, and not all of the boats, I don't think we're going to take the GoPro. We'll take some footage, but we're definitely there to look at the boats. And then if we aren't able to take some footage on the GoPro or have a chat or anything, we'll definitely do some chats afterwards.
We'll just give you a broad overview of the boats. It's not fair on the sellers if we drill down too much into what we found. If you're looking at any of the boats that we have looked at though, just message us. We'll be happy to talk to you more privately about what we found and what we thought with the nitty gritty, but we'll definitely be more than happy to do the broad overview, what we feel the boats lend to, what their pros and cons are as a generality, so that way you can see where our thought patterns are, and also what we're looking for in our price bracket, which is down the bottom end. In today's world, if you have lots and lots of money, you can pretty much buy anything. If you don't, then that's when things can become slightly challenging, and looking outside of the box really makes a big difference.
Yeah, and buying a boat is so it's so much fun to look at boats online, and it's so much fun to theorize. It's a little bit more stressful when you're actually looking at it, because boats, I feel, are, people get them to a point where they love it, and some things may not be your priority but maybe someone else's priority.
Also, in our price bracket, we're essentially looking at toads, and we hope if we kiss it enough we can turn it into a prince. So we aren't looking in the price bracket where you can buy a prince straight away.
No,
we're more looking at potential in the boats. And also, if we aren't going to be travelling so fast, I'll have more time for maintenance and projects, which is what I love. I love playing with boats. And so it'll be really a lot of fun to modify it and change it into a cruiser, because there's not too many proper, in my opinion, proper off-grid world cruising motorboats.
Yeah.
They're a little rare. They rely on gensets, or, you know, the fuel range is a bit shorter, so you can't be off-grid for too long.
Yeah.
That's just what, in my experience, what I've found. I'm sure there's some out there that I don't know about, and everyone has a different opinion of what off-grid means as well.
Yep.
And how far is a good range to motor on. So at the moment, our sailboat has an effective motoring range, if we don't hit too many weather conditions, of nearly 2,000 nautical miles. That's our sailboat. So I'm expecting the motorboat to have a considerable amount, so we can go Tonga, Fiji, go, instead of going west with the trades, we can go up near the equator. Just north of the equator, there's a current that runs east, and we can go that way into the South Pacific, which really excites us. Yeah.
We are headed now to see one of the boats. It's very exciting. Come along, guys. Let's go check them out. So the other reason we are in Perth is to check out a boat, which we are headed to this morning. The first boat we checked out was Talasea II, a 78-foot aluminium boat built in 1985 to superyacht standards. She has 2 engines at 1,200 horsepower each, and she holds 18,000 liters of diesel and 2,300 liters of freshwater with a 150 liter an hour water maker. We absolutely love the setup of the galley and the saloon area and the family feel of it. We also loved the master's cabin, which has a beautiful island bed and a large ensuite with separate shower and toilet, which I love because sometimes on boats the shower is over the toilet, and no matter how hard you try, the toilet paper always seems to get wet at some point when you shower. A really cool fact about this boat is that she used to house a submarine, and she has an aft platform that drops down into the water that was used to launch the vessel. The second boat we looked at was just south of Perth, and it's an ex-cray boat. These boats are extremely popular on the western coast of Australia for the cray fishing industry, with shallow drafts to get in close to the reefs, big open aft decks for the pots, and built for speed and to handle the conditions over here on the west coast. This is a 65-foot timber cray boat that was professionally fiberglassed inside and out, and we absolutely loved her potential and her layout. But at the end of the day, she is still a timber boat, and that does complicate things with insurance. And little did we know, we would even have a bigger setback with insurance a little later down the road. After looking at the two boats in Perth, we headed up north to Geraldton. Let's go do this. Meet the Andirina Pearle, or as I like to call her, the Andirina Pearle. She is a 24-meter aluminium ex-purling vessel built in 1983 by Star Boats for Morgan and Company. The guys in the yard say that she's been on the hardstand here at Geraldton for approximately 15 years. She was extremely well built, and we loved her potential. We loved the aft deck locker and the platform, and we absolutely loved that she was aluminium. Pearle would be a complete refit, and she's got lots of layers and levels and large, small-heighted deck storage areas, which made imagining and planning how we would turn her into a liveaboard a little bit more challenging. Something just fell into my mouth. This has been a boat that we've been really excited to see. You guys will never guess what this is right here. Got the bridge up there. This is the toilet. This wooden box on the back deck is the toilet. After the Andirina Pearle, the next boat we looked at in Geraldton is Orpheus. Orpheus is a 22.3 meter commercial steel prawn trawler built in 1980. She is what is referred to as a six-pack, built by Kayla's shipyard here in Australia. And with the new fishing laws and licenses with Australian fisheries here in WA, she is coming out of her current fleet, still in commercial survey. Orpheus holds 40,000 litres of diesel, 9,000 litres of fresh water, and has a 500 horsepower Caterpillar engine that had a top-end rebuild in 2018. We absolutely loved her robustness and her go-anywhere potential. And her layout was really easy to imagine how we would convert her into a private use liveaboard vessel. What do you think? We are on boat number 2 today, so this one is a little bit different. This one is a trawler. So right now we're in the bridge. The bridge has the skipper's cabin in it, which has a double bed and a bunk bed up here. We've got a little bit of a closet this way, and this particular vessel is going to be coming out of survey. So we're just looking at the layout, what it's like and what the steel is like. Out of the skipper's cabin, we've got a little bit of a dinette, a kitchenette here. Up the fridge, we've got some drawers. We've got a table in the bridge, which is awesome, and then we've got the wheelhouse, sitting area, the wheel, and instruments, and then up on the ceiling is more instruments. Third boat today. Let's go check it out. Holy monster! She looks bigger when you stand next to her. This one that we're looking at right now is an aluminium sailing catamaran. Not sure the exact length of her, but man, she is massive. Meet Callum C. We don't know much about her, where she was built, when she was built, or many of the specs about her. What we do know is that she's been sitting in the yard on the hardstand for quite some time, and what really drew us to her was her size and the amazing potential she could have. After checking out the 3 boats in Geraldton, we are back on the road and we're headed north to look at 4 very special boats we're very excited about. But this is also where we are going to hit a bit of a snag with insurance. It's exciting. Okay, today's pretty exciting. Today we're looking at 4 different boats. We've just arrived at the place. Alright guys, meet the trawlers. We have absolutely fallen in love with these. These are 4 trawlers coming out of a fleet because of the new fisheries laws and licenses I mentioned earlier. Each one is 22 meters, steel hulled, and the build years vary, but they're in the 1980s. 2 of them are still in survey and 2 of them are out of survey. And basically that just means whether or not they've passed and have requirements to work as a commercial vessel. But spoiler alert, we are not about to start a prawn trawling family business. What we want to do is transform one of these boats into an expedition long-range liveaboard. Out of the 4, we really connected with 2 of them, and 1 in particular. Her name is Levellian. We love her layout, her potential, and we can see the vision of turning her into a go-anywhere expedition adventure vessel. But here is the roadblock. We cannot get insurance. We've searched high, we've searched low, we've contacted a lot of insurance agencies, and no company is willing to insure an ex-commercial vessel being transformed into a private use. So we are reaching out to you guys. If you've ever gone through this process, if you know someone who has, or if you know of an insurance company that would insure an ex-commercial vessel being transformed into a liveaboard for adventures, for private use, please let us know. Please drop it in the comments. We would love to take on this project and we need your help. We're putting it out there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you know of any insurance company that would insure an ex-commercial vessel, please drop a comment below. A massive shout out to our Patreons. We couldn't do this without you guys. Thank you so much. If you're interested in joining the J Crew and getting behind the scenes on what's up with the Jameses, head on over to our Patreon page. The link is in the description box below, and it's also in the first pinned comment. Thank you everyone so much for watching. We will see you all same time next week.